What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy 4th of July weekend. I think that's this weekend, right? Is my microphone?
What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday.
Amateur hour. Son of a goose. What's happening? What is going on? It's friggin' Friday, July 1st. Happy July. It's officially summer. I call when it's July 1st, officially summer. Officially. See who's in chat tonight. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This is a special day for me. And yeah, we'll talk about that. But let's say hello. Let's say hello. Unif Polk was here first, of course. Woo! Ross Cooper, Jason Mounts, ready to pounce. Bubble Bath Bourbon, what's going on? Mr. Jiggs, Mr. Bad Luck himself, Mr. Jiggs. So sorry about the mishap. Oh boy. Friggin' horsies and spilling. Dan S is here. Wendy Miller, WJK. That is Broad. Welcome, everybody, to today's Friday night Matt Talk, where we are streaming live on WJK. Sounds like a TV channel. What's up, Bill? Friggin' Bill. Hank Williams Jr., Steve Samansky, John K., Bev Porter, whoever the heck that is. Just kidding. Hey, Mom. JJ's here. John Kranz. Justin Jenkins, what the heck? Jordan Wall, Josh Pence, Dana Blanco. Dana Blanco sounds like a hell of a cigar. I would imagine a Dana Blanco would be like just a totally legit cigar. Sounds like a great cigar, I'm just saying. What's up, Dana? Nick N. Dana says, Uber, congrats on your super ultra special Bardstown release, but I need a Mystic Matt MMA prediction for International Fight Week tomorrow. Who you got, champ? Usman, of course. Of course, Usman. I don't think Usman's going to lose. Cheech Arnolino is here. Whiskey Encore himself. Nimrax. Slapshot with No World. Average Drinker. Hey, Dara. Digital Dara's here to watch the much higher resolution Digital Matt. Just kidding. I don't know why I said resolution. I have more pixels because I'm huge. Maybe that's why. Duke McHale's here. Whiskey Central, everybody. Shayla Bot's in the house. What's going on, Shayla? Matt getting a petty? No. I wish. Scrolling to the bottom. How's everybody doing? Old Man Joe's here. We got friggin' Saucy Shane, Arthur Hughes, Clint Denman. Just so happy everybody's here. We have a fun little night ahead of us. We're going to taste through 7 different Doc Swinson samples, completely blind. And then we're going to find out which brand new Doc Swinson's Exploratory Cask releases are the best. Toshi Bakes in the house. Toshi Bakes says happy Friday, happy 4th weekend, and happy World Stop Whiskey Taster Bardstown Bourbon Company release day. Still crossing fingers that I can get my hands on one somehow. But huge congrats either way. Thank you so much, Toshi Bake. Yeah, it was really neat. Woke up this morning to, because I'm on, mountain time. So I woke up this morning and people were already there buying the blend. So that's super, super awesome. And what I want to do tonight, since I don't have a bottle yet, is what we're going to do here is make the Ultra Poor Man's Matt Porter World Style Whiskey Taster blend. That's how I'm going to kick off the night with a cheers. Where did I put my damn thing? There's my damn thing. Found my damn thing. Here it is. It's a little measuring cup. A thing with lines on it. So here we are. Let's do 59% America. 12-year-old Kentucky bourbon. Which distillery did this bourbon come from? I'm not at liberty to say. Where are the lines that I need? There they are. Oh, don't want to be disrespectful. Oh, that is 59. 59, nailed it. 59 milliliters, no big deal. Since I do not own an MGP, a low rye MGP rye, the 51% rye MGP rye, I'm going to go ahead and use Pikesville because it is roughly the same age. This is 6 years old. The stuff in my blend was 7 years old. And I believe this is very low rye mash bill, rye whiskey. So America, that's a dry cork. I should probably do something about that. 31%. Oh, perfect. Oh. 31%. Got a little on my belly. No big deal. It'll soak that right up. And I don't have the exact mash bill Bardstown Bourbon Company distillate, but I do have a 4-year Bardstown Bourbon Company weeded distillate. America. 10%. Butte. Total butte. And there we have it. There we have it. Now, how do we swirl? Can we swirl? Can we swirl this? Oh, not very safely. Oh, but we can. Oh, but we can. Well, not that great. Let's see. Nope, that was on my crotch. Little blender, little blendy back and forth. No big deal. Boom, did it. I did it. Oh, it's going to be so good. Yeah. All righty. Tim Evans is in the house. Steve Szymanski. What the heck is going on? Dr. KG Pharmady. Caitlin Brubaker, the first person to purchase the blend this morning. If you have it, if you bought it, let me know how it is. Let me know if you like it. Receiving messages from anybody. Nick nailed it. Friggin' Nick Lewis. Love the guy. All right. What do we got here? We have a super chat from Jim Hess. My eyes would work properly. Let's give this a swirl, J. Little SJ. Sipping on some Secret of the Booze tonight. That's a barrel bourbon pick of mine. No idea why this guy doesn't have 1 million subscribers. Well, look at me. Shoot, I don't know. Maybe I should review other things like French toast and talk about that. It's the breakfast niche. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Michael Brown, new member. Heck yeah. All right. I'm going to give this a nose and we're going to give it a cheers. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Anybody who went to Bardstown Bourbon Company today, thank you so much for all your support. Love you guys so much. Anybody who picked up a Knob Creek pick today, thank you so much. Everybody in general who watches, thank you so much. Cheers, everybody. Ding. Actually smells pretty good. It's kind of funny. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. That's all right. Mine tasted like that. I'd probably be happy. I don't know. Who knows what it tastes like? Oh, boy. Cheech is here. Chris Miller says, WTF TT? No idea. Oh, there's Nick right there. How can I get my bottle signed by you? I don't know. Let's see. We'll have to meet up. Or we'll figure it out. Actually, just write my name on it. There you go. That works. That would work. Saucy Shane's here. Whiskey Mountains. Adriana, what's happening? What's going on? Nimrak super chat says, Matt got a hall pass from the wife to pick up a rare hair for my birthday. Still on the fence though. Wait for other reviews. That's all I gotta say, because $500 is a lot of bucks. $500 is so many bucks. It's a lot of bucks. You know what I mean? Shout out Will Henderson for the sweet koozie. All right. Oh, we have a little bit of company joining us for a minute, because I do have a question to ask in chat, but not necessarily in chat. We'll see. As the night progresses, we'll talk about this question a little bit more. But to ask this question to one person in general at first, let's bring in a man who needs no introduction. From Iowa, Gene Nassef, everybody. Gene, how the heck are you, dude?
How are you? How's your night going?
It's going good. Did you say, how are you? That was a good you. That was an extended Midwestern you. I liked it a lot.
Ooh.
How are you?
What's going on? You like this too?
Oh, a little McKenna shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, those used to be $10. Now they're $65. That's weird.
It's unfortunate. It's too sad.
It is. Hey, I have a question for you, Gene.
What's up?
That's funny. When someone says Eugene, it actually sounds like your real name, Eugene.
It's true.
That's
Very
interesting. Interesting how that works. Let me see here. I need to fix something really quick there so I don't get an echo. Echoes are bad. I hate echoes so much.
What are you drinking right now?
I'm not connected. How are you? Can you hear me, Gene?
Yeah. What are you drinking?
Oh, boom. Nailed it. Now you're there. What was I drinking?
Yes.
I made a makeshift version of my Bardstown blend really quick out of the wrong stuff.
Oh, all good.
As a cheers, you know.
I've got the Calumet 16.
Ooh, I got one of those somewhere around here. Just
Really
got it
enjoy
the other day.
Also,
I love that
congrats on the
stuff.
release.
Oh, thank you.
Bardstown release. We were talking about that
So,
earlier.
Those of you who don't know, Gene, Cat's Eye Distillery, the man behind Obtainium, was the first person that ever let me blend anything. And so thank you, Gene, for, letting me do that.
What a good time.
What a guy.
We'll do more. And we've talked, I've reached out to Bardstown Bourbon Company because I want to do a collaboration so that Obtainium and Bardstown Bourbon Company can get together to actually blend a Nassef Family Reserve.
Oh, wow. That would be super cool. Yeah. Alec is in the house. What's going on, my friend? My friggin' friend Alec is here. What a gentleman. So, Gene, I have a yes or no question for you. I received a comment on a video of mine. And I'm asking people who are in the industry who this would affect, because the person did say that it's unfair to ask my audience, or because they would be biased, which, I mean, let's be fair here.
Absolutely no bias, right?
Let's be fair. The people I make videos for is my audience, so that kind of should just settle the point right there. But there's more to it. So where we're at, here is the initial comment. The way you pour that whiskey is disrespectful for a plethora of reasons that I need not even have to mention. Now, you've seen me pour whiskey. Can you imagine in your head a pour that he could be talking about?
I have no clue. Absolutely no clue.
Typically, it's the pour, like I put the glass here and then the bottle here, and I look straight into the camera and I just go for it, right?
In all honesty, if that's disrespectful, I may have accidentally blacked out once because I was trying to siphon a barrel. You have to pump it with your mouth. This was for a personal bottling. Long story about that. Anyway, I'm trying to transfer one to another, and I drank too much of it, ended up half blacking out while transferring it. Yeah, long story. Anyway, it happens, right?
Okay.
A pour is a pour is a pour.
All right. I mean, I don't know how that was considered a pour if you're sucking it through a giant.
Well, you have to suck until the whiskey comes out, and then you dump it. Yeah. All
right. So I said, actually, I would love to know.
No.
Why to the person I said, this is my only response to why is pouring whiskey into a glass disrespectful?
Do you know what else?
I would love to know.
The whole that's a bad thing.
Well, we'll get to this. So I was like, why is it disrespectful? Or why is what's going on here? He says, I wouldn't be in funny mode trying to entertain while pouring a rare and expensive whiskey that was donated to me generously by those who worked so hard to make it. I'd carefully, if not cautiously, pour such a whiskey into the glass as if I freaking appreciate it. Then you can do the funny stuff. So what we're talking about here is my rare hair video I got from I've sent these people a message and I said, hey, this is who I am. This is my media kit. Yep. I would love to get a media sample of your whiskey.
Didn't I tell you the backstory about that too?
I'm not sure, but we'll get there.
Okay,
'Cause
we'll get
we're in this mode for a second. Damn it, Gene. You're so bad for my ADD.
I got ADD too. That's a problem.
This is okay. It's like
Would that
magnets, the
be
way-
ADDD?
You have ED also? Oh,
No,
dude,
I was
high five.
well, yeah, but it would be
Just kidding.
ADDD
That's a
because
lot.
it's doubled. Yeah, it's a lot of D's.
Mm-hmm. So, geez, I lost where I was at here. Oh boy. Whiskey generous. Oh, so my first point of this is I sent them my media kit and explained to them, like, this is my channel. This is, they didn't write me back. They didn't send me a nice letter. They sent me a sample in a box with a card that just says the things
This
about
is
the
what it
whiskey.
is.
That's not what I consider to be a generous donation of a product from somebody who genuinely cares. That's all I'm saying about that. That is somebody sending me their product in hopes that it benefits them. That's all
Well,
I'm saying.
it's probably a media team that is not associated with the distillery itself. We'll just leave it at that.
Right. So let's pretend like the person who created the whiskey watches this video. Gene, you are, if in case anybody out there doesn't know, Gene sources whiskey from around the world. Some of it very rare and very old.
Yes.
And then he bottles it and sells it, just like rare hair, except for at a reasonable price, which is
like a third the price that they're charging. Long story. We'll get there in a second.
So I'm going to play a short clip for you of my disrespectful pour. And I would like to know from a producer, from a person who actually does what he's, if I'm going to offend somebody, it would be you. So let's pretend like this is your product. And you just try to be as unbiased as possible.
Okay, wait.
Would you find this disrespectful? Are you ready? It's gonna be bad. I think Gene's gonna come down on me pretty hard here. This is 30-year-old rye from Poland or something. Who knows?
Okay.
Ready? Here we go. America. That's it. Would you be offended, disrespected? Would you feel disrespected if I took the whiskey you so hard to produce and I treated it like that?
You know what I love the most was like the whole just right back in there. Just right back in. No.
Wait, we'll just watch it one more time. Let's see if anything's America. Nothing spills. Is there any possible perspective you can see where somebody who made a whiskey could be upset with me that I treated their whiskey like that?
That you poured it from like that much, that far? No.
And I started close, and then I went like it's
no.
So your answer is no.
No, their little samplers are kind of phallic. I'm not gonna lie. More power to them, but they're phallic.
They're phallic?
Yes, they look like wieners.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of little skinny ones, but whatever. all I'm saying is I couldn't wrap my head around why. And so this isn't like a thing that he gave up on. I was like, okay, dude, I don't even know. But other people kind of tried to argue with him. And he was like, he put his foot in the ground and he said, listen, if someone's doing something wrong, you tell them. If you think somebody can work on themselves and you think that they're doing something that most adults would consider to be disrespectful, then you tell them.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I understand that, but
I need to know what it is.
When I'm gifted a rare whiskey from somebody who owns a bottle, I don't do that. I'm very careful. I understand, but like, I don't quite get that.
And also, like, even if it's like, what part of that it made it into the glass and you drank it and you enjoyed it.
Oh, and I gave it a tremendous score.
Oh, you gave it a tremendous score. Like, I'm really excited to taste it. In fact, I've been trying to chase down. It's not Boondocks. It's the old guy from Maker's Mark. I forgot the old master distiller's name. He's got an 18-year Kentucky bourbon coming out soon. You know what I'm talking about?
Steve Nally, are you? Steve Nally?
No, it's Man, his daughter is Sarah Schroer, Schreih, maybe Schreier.
I'm not sure I know who that is.
He's the one. If you've seen that American whiskey, that's kind of got it's like got the hips and then it goes down. It's in a wood box. I think it's called Boondocks.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've seen Boondocks before. I think
It's that guy. He's got an
like
18-year Kentucky bourbon coming out.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's wild. That's where is that?
This company and then him, they've got some really old Kentucky bourbon coming out. I'm really excited to try it.
That's crazy.
Really excited.
There's a couple questions for you that I see, but first of all, I want to say holy crap to friggin' Delrod with a huge super chat. Drinking Kentucky Owl Batch 9 in honor of Marine Corporal Nathan Carrison, whose funeral is tomorrow. Rest easy, Nathan. And thank you for your service to our country. Delrod, heck yeah. I think that's, man. Thank you for the super chat. And that, you don't have to super chat for that. That's, dude.
Hey. For service and for sacrifice, right?
That's right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Sometimes I don't like pre-read these super chats, and then I started. I'm like, Delrod says, and then I'm like, oh gosh, really started that off. Oh jeez. Ryan Weigland, I love the show from Weigland fam in Chicago. Oh, nice. What part of Chicago? I used to live there for a bit. I used to live in, Logan Square for a while.
My parents are there tonight. It's my mom's 59th birthday.
Really? Well, happy friggin' birthday.
Mama?
Nice.
Mama Nassef?
She ain't watching, but happy birthday. We
That's
got
true.
one from
Dad,
fifth quarter tailgate. ADHD
my dad
whiskey,
sent
next
me a
time you
photo
should pour
tonight.
it.
Oh.
Pinky's out. Yeah, I should definitely. I can't stand stuff like that. I'm just trying to. And you know what else? Hey, by the way, they wouldn't have sent me a sample if they look at the meat, they look at your stuff, right? Then they're like, I think that we'll send him a sample because his numbers or whatever agree with what we want to do. I didn't get to the numbers I have by doing like you don't get to, the rules don't change for you once you send me something. Like I'm still gonna smile and pour I'm not gonna spill your whiskey, but I'm gonna smile and do
two things to that. One, I think it's a problem that marketing companies are handling distilleries. And what I mean is it takes somebody that's passionate about the product and understands the product to best market it. And I think what's happened, sadly, is there are these PR companies that the big distilleries hire. They don't really understand YouTubers. They don't understand the relationships. And unfortunately, it just becomes a numbers game for them instead of a relationship. People like me, other small distilleries, Driftless Glen, I'm sure you've gotten Woolerheim out of Wisconsin. You've gotten, Woodinville. Have you gotten samples from Woodinville? And all of those craft people that just want you to try the product. Like they're passionate people that are having the interactions with you. But then you get these marketing companies and there's the disconnect. It just becomes a numbers game. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the world we're living in. People can't, I mean, the small companies, they do everything like you do everything, but once they grow and who the heck knows who's behind Playboy Bourbon? You know what,
anyway, no. That's a joke of the night. Wait, you're going to love this. I actually pitched Playboy a year and a half ago to start a spirits company. I shit you not.
How do you know Playboy?
No. What?
How do you know Playboy? That's the more interesting. Like, how do you?
I thought that my brand would have linked well with Playboy. It was a legacy brand, and I wanted to bring back. I'm more of a history nut when it comes to spirits than I would like to admit to. But the cool thing about the old history with Playboy is that they used to have these clubs, and they were very exclusive. You had to have a key. And they're trying to bring that back now with the whole club thing. You have to sign up and then you get the membership and all that. Anyway, I wanted to bring that back with exclusive spirits from around the world. Mm-hmm. My pitch was to start with Armagnac and then go into a 30-year Scotch, and then go into the old bourbon. So that might be coming. In all honesty, that might be coming.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I don't know who's behind the brand. I think, and I'm not sure about this, but the return label on the box, I think said Heaven's Door. I think that was the return label. So maybe they're the ones behind it, or maybe I'm completely off my rocker on that. When you said you pitched something to a Playboy, I thought I knew what you were talking about. Then I was completely off.
The company, corporate.
Yeah. Now I know. Todd Ritter, want to give away some pours of your blend, some blend away. Todd, let's do that next week when I'm way more prepared for that. I came into this thing so unprepared, but thank you, Todd. Todd picked up a bottle of the blend today, and then was like, you know what? I'm going to give some samples of it away. So it must be that good.
Somebody has a bottle of my divorce jug.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's super cool. We got Always Love Whiskey Nick from Bardstown Bourbon Company. Matt, I'm sorry, I would never send you a marketing sample. I will always send you a personal bottle. Always happy to share with a friend. Oh, thanks, Nick.
Is he from Bardstown Bourbon Company?
Yeah, it's Nick. He's from the DC region.
Oh, I would love, Nick. I really want to try. When I went and toured the distillery, I tried the bourbon on its own. What's it called? Origin Series? Isn't that what it's called? First bottlings of the bourbon on its own. I've been begging somebody. I will pay for it. I was blown away. That was the best 3 to 4 year old bourbon I've ever had from Bardstown Bourbon Company.
When I went there in 2020 for World Stop Whiskey Taster, they had when we did our blending competition, I got to keep some of the stuff, some of the distillate that we used to blend with.
So good. Oh my god.
So this is a 4-year weeded bourbon mash bill from them.
The 36 rye. Oh my god. And I thought MGP was really good. This was just, it was chocolatey and spicy. Oh my god.
They may or may not have a really delicious 95.5 rye also.
I've had that. I've definitely had that too. Really, really enjoyed that. There's something about Bardstown Bourbon Company. When Wilderness Trail, their weeded bourbon's really good, but then the high rye bourbon for Bardstown Bourbon Company, amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to get into this Doc Swinson's flight, but before I do that, a couple things. First of all, I think Alec asked a question. He wanted to know when some new hazmat light whiskey barrels were coming.
I may have gotten 28 barrels today. Who knows? They were 15 years old. I had to beg, borrow, and steal to get them. But they're here. They're home where they should be, right?
Nice. Well, good.
I was really happy.
I'd love to sample some of them and possibly do something with them for sure.
Who knows? I may have texted somebody. I may have texted many people. I would rather have them go to the people that support the small guys, just like you, just like all the other YouTubers, than go to, the huge shops.
Right.
So,
well, I appreciate that. That's super cool. Alex says, what website did you sell your Nassef pick on? That was, Haskell's from Minnesota. Yep. It was on Haskell's.
And we're working on that too.
And then Quelly Walker, hate that happened to you, Matt. Let it go. Let it go. Oh, wait, what?
The whole insincere and disconnect and all that. I think that's what they were referring to.
You mean the
rare hair?
Oh, I mean that's no. I get comments like that all the time. But listen, not like that. But people get comments. But listen, if I'm doing something that the majority of adults would consider to be disrespectful, obviously I don't want to do that. Am I right? Of course, I want to know that. But I consider myself a respectful person with good character, which he said my character would benefit from pouring whiskey gently or maturely,
Surely you have to pour your whiskey like a sir, like a gentleman.
What would that look like if my video is the exact same way that my videos go, and it's like, welcome back to ADHD Whiskey. I'm a huge idiot. And blibbity blibbity blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden I just was like, and I just was like, I can't even picture it. I mean, like, exactly. Like, and then as soon as it's in the glass, as soon as I respect it by pouring it in the glass, boom, right back to me. Like,
you have to respect it.
Man, oh man. I'm going to work on it. I will work on it.
Maybe you should kiss the bottle before you pour it in.
I think I might like
you have
do
to
some
show
sort
respect.
Yeah, maybe like do some sort of like routine. That, I don't know. I'll Google it. Hey, don't you put your lips on that bottle? Disrespectful. That's how people get. Oh, my goodness. All right, Gina, thank you for your input on that. And before you go, this is what I'm doing with all new guests from now on. Started last week. If you didn't watch last week, you don't know. But I would just like to know your thoughts on the greatest cigars on the planet.
Ooh, well, Alec Bradley, obviously.
Obviously.
the other one too, Fuentes.
All right, Alec Bradley cigars, everybody. Greatest cigars made by men or women on any planet known to anybody. And I just think that no matter what else he was going to say was pretty much bullshit at this point. All I want to say is thank you, Gene. Love that guy. He's great. And now we're going to do a little bit of a Doc Swinson's flight. Here we are. Doc Swinson's. I got this package today. I didn't know what this live stream was going to be until this package showed up. There's 3 ryes and 4 bourbons. It's their Exploratory Cask series. They did some like alter ego stuff last year, and they actually sent me some other finished stuff last year that I totally planned on doing a live stream on, and I didn't get around to it. But this time, immediately, guess what? You scratch my back, I scratch yours. Respect. It's respectful, right? That's my new motto. You send me something, I respect the heck out of it. I respected it so hard that I already poured the glasses, so I didn't have to do it in front of a camera, which might have been disrespectful to some. So we have 7 whiskeys here. I'm going to do the 4 bourbons blind first, and then the 3 ryes. We have in the bourbon category. Oh boy, let's see. In the bourbon category, we have Exploratory Cask called Moscatel. And it is bourbon whiskey finished in Moscatel casks. Who would have thought? 114.1 proof. I believe that these are still all distilled in Indiana. These are MGPs or Ross and Squibbers, whatever it's called now. So we have a Moscatel cask finished bourbon. We have Doc Swinson's Tawny, which I bet you know where this is headed. Exploratory Cask bourbon whiskey finished in Tawny port casks, 114.2 proof, which is basically the same exact proof. Then we have Doc Swinson's Pinot, which is Pinot. I recently did a Starlight pick, and I got my sample today from Starlight, and it is out of this world good. Probably, it's ridiculously good. I can't wait to see how this compares to that. But this is bourbon whiskey finished in Pinot de Charon casks. Pinot de Charon. Pinot de Charon. So bourbon finished in Pinot de Charon casks, which is my Starlight pick right here. I got it right here. So good. I want to smell it. Oh, it smells like drunk raisins. It's so good. And then, sorry for doing that. I'm excited about that one. Normally I don't get excited about picks because I don't want people to think I'm trying to be a salesperson, but that one, man, Starlight is so cool. Then the 4th Doc Swinson's bourbon is bourbon whiskey finished in cognac casks, and this one is called L'Esprit. So I'm going to get through. I'm going to get going on this bourbon flight. We have 4 bourbons here. First one, don't know what it is. We will see in a second. We're going to see. I'm going to rank these 1 through 4 to see what my favorite brand new Exploratory Cask Doc Swinson is. Ooh, the nose on glass 1 is sweet. Weirdly enough, oak. Not usually a ton of oak on these finished whiskeys, especially if they're aged, a little bit lower. But there's kids in my driveway playing. I just hear them. Shut up. I'll come out there. I won't. Just a threat. First one is sweet, a little bit chocolatey, a little bit of caramel, like very bourbony, very bourbon forward. Not a tremendous amount of finishing cask on glass one. Let's give it a taste. Oh, that's good. Porter likey. Lots of sweetness, lots of richness. Developing on the back of the palate more. The finish on this is really good. It's really sweet, really chocolatey, very creamy. Huh. I don't even know which one that is. That's impressive. Not on my part, of course, but on their part. Old Man Joe loves him some drunk raisins. Hells yeah. Put the glasses on, Matt. I can't see through them. They got stars and stripes, baby. I can't see nothing through these glasses. The Pinot is good, says Rob Zilla. Dave says fairly certain alter ego was crafted by angels. Oh, interesting. Yep, all MGP. George Carlin's in the house asking people to hit the thumbs up button. That's interesting. George Carlin, everybody. The Brewbaker Maker, happy Friday. All just popped in to say hello. Traveling tonight. Got to get back on the road. Ernie, thank you so much for being at Barstow Bourbon Company today. You and Caitlin there melted my big, gigantic heart. Made my huge heart just melt. I love you guys, and I appreciate everything. Brought me back to 2020 when I dominated World's Top Whiskey Taster, and the Brewbakers were there to witness it firsthand. Then I got lots of hugs. So many hugs. Whiskey Mountains, Adriana says, speaking of oak, might have to go pour this sample of 16-year Knob Creek. Holy goodness, that sounds amazing. I wish those were still a thing. The Knob Creek pick that was on my Patreon today, King of Creeks, 131 proof barrel strength. It was in the floor 6 of Rickhouse 1, and it was at barrel strength. It was incredible. Even I can't wait to see what it tastes like bottled at 120 proof. But after they added the water to the barrel, after they watered it down to 120 proof, only 120 bottles out of the barrel. So it was an extremely short barrel, and the whiskey in the bottle looks extra dark. So I'm really excited to get my hands on those. Supposed to be delivered today, but FedEx was like, you know what? Don't think that's going to happen, brother. Jerks. Oh, wow. Glass number 2 has me so interested. Candy bars. Little almond, some cinnamon. Very sweet, very, very nice. It smells like those almonds you get at the fair, or at Navy Pier. Navy Pier almonds, we'll call them. That smells so good too. It's hard for me to focus when I hear screaming children outside. I can't help it. It's just the way my brain works. Oh, wow. That one's good too. Again, not like an extreme finish on it. The bourbon really stands out still. The bourbon really shines through. That one's a little bit spicier. A little bit of cinnamon. A lot of cinnamon. Lots of cinnamon. Finish is a very cinnamon finish on glass 2. And I like that a lot. But do I like it more than glass 1? That's hard to say. This is going to be interesting if they're all very good. Glass 3 is empty. That's the wrong one. Oh my God. I'm so stupid. Oh. I'm dumb. Go ahead and move that over there. The finish on glass 2 didn't stand out, and the bourbon really shined through because this was the blend I made at the very beginning of the stream, the Poor Man's World Top Whiskey Taster blend. That's not even one of the Doc Swinsons. But I was impressed because that was good. Jeez Louise. I'm so dumb. Wow. All right, let's move on to the real glass 2. I wondered why it was in a different glass. Jeez Louise, boy. Unbelievable. That's just dumb. Well, blind, it was good. That's really, that's just me. Yeah, I was really looking forward. It was supposed to be here today. Now it says it's not going to be here until the 5th. Like, what a bunch of jerks. Okay, that smells more finished. There we go. That's a little more MGP finished whiskey. Interesting. Travis Robeson, good evening, Matt. Got to snag one of those small batch kois today. Hope you're letting yours breathe. Cannot wait for your sophisticated review. I shot the review last night and I tried to finish the edit today, but the kids were too needy and they were like, you know what, Matt, Dad, we're not going to let you perform work. We're just going to do what we're going to do. And you're going to watch us. Okay. Finished Doc Swinson's number 2. Pretty sweet. Pretty grapey. Dark fruits. This has got to be one of the wine finished ones, obviously. Yeah, definite dark fruits. Raisins, dates kind of deal. But not like overpowering. Bourbon still shines through. So I don't think these are finished for too long. And if they were finished for a long time, they weren't in like wet barrels, right? So, all right. Doc Swinson number 2 down the hatch. Very enjoyable. A little bit spicier than I thought based off the nose. Not quite as much cinnamon as the last whiskey I drank, obviously. A little bit drying on the back end, but that's a super pleasant finished whiskey as well. Doc Swinson, from these first 2 that I've sipped, are really dialing in their finished Exploratory Cask series. And I'm going to be honest here. If there's one in here that I don't like, or if there's a few, or if I don't like any of them, I'll be honest. This is the first time I've smelled them and tasted them. But the first 2, I would say, for the price point on them, they're buys. They're very good. They're very good. They're very enjoyable. For finished bourbons, they're easygoing. They're not like going to blow your head off with like extreme cognac or extreme like red wine. These are approachable and nice. Stephen Kemper, congrats on your blend. My favorite whiskey taster deserves it. You have contributed so much to the community and definitely influenced my whiskey adventure. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. That's so nice. That's so nice. By the way, I also have to say this. On a diet, but professionals say don't call it a diet. Professionals say call it whatever. I've changed my diet and I'm eating what some professionals would call less, considerably less. So I'm in a calorie deficit, a significant calorie deficit. And with that has come an impact to my tolerance of alcohol. Some would say that is true. So as we get through these 7, I want you to be patient with me as I inevitably turn into a mumbling ball of fat. So it's, wow. Not very many sips deep, and I'm like, hey, good job, Porter, for choosing to do 7. And the unnecessary drink of that blended whiskey was unnecessary. Good grief. All right. Doc Swinson number 3. Down 30 pounds today. High five, everybody. 30 pounds down. No big deal. 30 pounds down, 170 more to go. All right, glass 3. Huh. What in the world? I would say, yeah, if you went into these not knowing they were finished, it would be pretty easy to just skip over the fact that they're finished. Like there's a hint on the back end of like some obscure notes that don't exactly fit an MGP bourbon profile. Maybe like a little bit of, I don't want to say like wine. There's like a little bit of weird barrel tannin, and then like a tiny bit of sulfur. Just if you really smell it, like it's hard to even pick that up. Yeah, okay. Now I've come to realize my left nostril, much better nostril. Right nostril can, as shelf turds would say, can suck it, right? By the way, Shelf Turds dropped their Matt Madness album on YouTube. You might want to check that out. Now that's what you call Matt Madness Volume 1. It's out there. It's out there and on YouTube. All right. Doc Swinson 3. The more I'm nosing this, the more I'm picking up like some leatheriness. This might be the cognac finished one, but then again, not an expert on finished whiskey. I'm an expert on all whiskey. Boom, bang, pow. Just kidding. That's a joke. Maybe not. That there might be a little bit of this one is interesting. It's actually once you start nosing it a little bit more and more, it's developing in the glass and enveloping in my nose, if that makes sense. If not, it's because those weren't the right words. All right. Sip number 3. Oh. Curvy Road. Curvy Road bringing us to, oh, wow. At first, I thought this was going to be my least favorite, but it curved and then curved back. And then it's like one of those road signs that go like this with an arrow on the top. And you're like, why would they make a road like that? Before you get to the curves, and you're like, still don't understand why they didn't just go straight, because that was the initial outcome. 200 people in chat. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all a lot. Shout out from the PNW, whatever that is. Pacific Northwest. Is that right? I think that's correct. Don't go on a diet. Make a lifestyle change to improve nutrition intake patterns. Thanks, Mark Emenecker. That's what I was saying. You must be a professional or an expert. Velvety Candy Apples. I like your name. That's a pretty nice name. Yeah, smash the like button. Stephen Kemper, congrats on your blend. Thank you. I think I already read that. It is a lifestyle change. My lifestyle is going to be a lifestyle where I'm going to eat less food. Guaranteed, for sure. Kind of like that finish is much lighter. Often I don't like how much finish can take over. Yeah, I mean, as long as, I don't know. There are some finishes that are just like wild and you're like, the aftertaste is just bad. I agree that that's not the best route. Boy, Jim Hess, 30 pounds down, so is a big deal. Congrats. We love you, Matt. Thanks, Jim. So let me tell you a story. This one, dang it. I can't tell how much I like this one. I either love it or it's not my, that sounds dumb to say. Okay. Glass 3 is wild because you sip it and it kind of goes away. And you're like, oh. But then it like ramps back up. It shifts into a second gear, stomps on the gas pedal, and unlike a 1991 Eagle Talon DL, which was the 1.8 liter non-turbo front-wheel drive. This actually has some torque and a little bit of power and pulls through and makes you actually impressed when it comes to the finish. It's still going. I think that this one is the most interesting so far, which is interesting. Obviously, it's interesting. All right, glass 4. What are we drinking? Doug, we are drinking Doc Swinson Exploratory Cask finishes. There's 4 bourbons and 3 ryes. We're doing the bourbons first, and I'm going to rank them. So far, I think 3 is my favorite. It's just the wildest ride and most impressive, most enjoyable. But we still have number 4 here. What happened to your rare character pick with the boat? Oh, it's still coming. I'm just waiting to hear word that it's bottled and ready to go. It is the ADHD fishing rare character pick. There it is right there. Boom. That is my little tiny tin boat on Lake Superior, just trolling for trout in Munising Bay. Yeah, that's a 95.5 Kentucky Rye whiskey, and it is good. It's very good. Adriana, I'm going to keep that up on the screen for a minute. Her Alzheimer's fundraiser is coming up. It is, yes, July 10th, 9 p.m. Everybody should be there, and we're going to raise a bunch of money, a bunch of bottles to be won. Going to be a great time. Air conditioning turning on. Wonderful. Great. Love it. Arthur Hughes says, found the Penelope toast. Did you recommend it, Matt? Having a taste tonight. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, that is a wonderful bottle. As a matter of fact, the thumbnail for tonight, where I'm in the robe, that's my Penelope toasted barrel review. It's a good one, except for I'm in a robe, so probably nobody will watch it, except for the perverts. Just kidding. Okay, glass 4. I like the nose on glass 4 a lot. Glass 4. Wow. Glass 4 stands out as a finished whiskey. Wow. Yeah, a much more prominent finished bourbon than, especially the first 2 on the nose, didn't really stand out as finished. Number 3 eventually kind of like got there, but this one's the most prominent finished on the nose. This doesn't exactly smell like a bourbon. This smells like finished whiskey. AC in the garage, nice. No, the furnace is in the garage. It just turned on to cool the house. So either it got up to 74 degrees in the house, or my wife turned the air down. Hey, baby, how are you? What are you doing? You're getting ice cream. She's the best.
Sorry.
Why? Why are you sorry?
I was warm and then
Oh, you were warm and you turned the air on?
yeah.
That's okay. You deserve to be cool. You know why? Because you're the best ever. That's how you get some. Guess who loves you? Huh?
I said I love you too much.
She's the best. She's the best. What kind of ice cream? It's actually not even ice cream. It's Yasso. They're like yogurt, 100-calorie yogurt bars. They're pretty good. All right. Doc Swinson, number 4. Wow. Okay. So let me say this. There's the 4 exploratory bourbons are all great. They're all very good. I honestly have nothing negative to say about any of them. The proof point on them all is kind of in that sweet spot, the 114 proof. And I'm not just saying this because they sent them. Doc Swinson is they sent me a statue last year of a soccer player, a girl's soccer player. And on that statue, it said, like, what the heck did it say? I don't know. It was a trophy for something. I can't remember. But I sent it to DC because I felt that Daniel Carter deserved the trophy more than me. And so Doc Swinson, they're friendly with the channel, but not anything that, like, if I didn't like something, I wouldn't say it. But I think all 4 bourbons are super solid. I think I prefer 3 the most. I don't want to taste through all these again because with my tolerance right now, I'm going to get shit-faced. That's how I get in trouble, is getting off stream totally shit-faced. So I'm going to say that number 3 was my favorite. I really do enjoy number 4. And then the other 2 are really, really good as well. But, like, I don't have a preference of either of those right off the bat. So let's see. The 2 that I didn't have a preference for, I mean, like, they're very good, but, like, I don't care to choose between them. They're both just very good. Glass number 1 was B1, and glass number 2 was B3. So let's see, which one was B1 was the cognac. B3 was the Moscatel. So number 4 I put in second place. Number 4 is B4 and B2. Is that right? Yeah, B2. So B4 was the Pinot de Charon. That was the second place. And the Tawny Port. Is that right? Let me double check to make sure that's right. Because I said that one was the one that, like, shifted gears a lot. It goes away. And then it comes back. If I had to choose a single barrel, if these were single barrel samples and they said, we want you to pick a single barrel out of these 4 samples, I would have picked B2, the Tawny Port, 114.2 proof, Doc Swinson's Tawny Pinot de Charon, and then the Moscatel and the L'Esprit were the other 2 that I thought were very good. They just weren't my absolute favorites. Man, I think these are like $50 a bottle or $60 a bottle, I think. So they're definitely worth that, especially at the proof point. The finish, very good. Matt Horn says, hello, campers. Is everybody camping this weekend? I don't know. Probably should pop the Doc Swinson store pick I have. Which one is it? Is it like one of their bourbons, or is it one of the finished ones? Yeah, so Mark Emenecker, the rum finished rye, that was in my top 10 ryes of 2021 was the rum finished rye. I really like that one a lot. Boom, yeah, there it is. Doug knows his Yasso. Yasso mint chocolate chip is pretty good. It is 100 calories for a friggin' frosty ice cream bar that's not quite ice cream, but pretty much the same. Oh boy. ACL, geez Louise. I'm getting a little bit backed up here. What's up, Catnap Gee? What's that? Catnap Gee? Hey, my man. Thrasher says, Maddie, 2022 World Stop Whiskey Taster, joining late, but I want to know if anyone has given any tasting notes yet. Gary Franchi, Brew Baker Maker, how about it? Oh, of the blend? I've seen 2 people who've opened it. Todd Trent opened his, and Ryan Alves opened his. And Ryan Alves said some very sweet things. because Ryan, he's the manager at Justin's House of Bourbon, he was like, I saw a picture of the bottle open, and I was like, hey man, like I don't remember like how it tasted when I blended it. I don't know how it tastes after they bottled it. Like, give me like honest feedback. And he did. He really enjoyed it. He said some really sweet things, some nice things. And that's why I want him to be my best friend, because he's just such a nice man. Doug McKellar, I love the sunglasses, America. Very good, America. Walmart, $4. Bourbon Junkies, what the heck? What's going on there? Huge congrats on having a release at a major distillery, buddy. I can't wait to try it. Dude, funny thing is, and this is total transparency, 100% honesty. I saw the ingredients that I had to work with at Bardstown Bourbon Company. I saw what I had to work with. There was a 12-year-old Kentucky bourbon. There was a 7-year-old MGP rye, the low rye MGP rye. There was the Canadian corn whiskey that was in Discovery 7. There was the 17-year-old the 17-year-old Tennessee whiskey was an option. And then there was a variety of Bardstown Bourbon Company mash bills, like 4-year mash bills. And I saw what I had to work with, and I said, I'm going to blend the best cask strength Boo Rye for Daniel Shook. I'm going to try to make Mr. Shook happy as can be, because he loves those bourbon rye blends. And there was a 12-year-old Kentucky bourbon, a 7-year-old MGP rye, and that I was just like, you know what? That's what we're going to do. So that's what I focused on during my blending session. And hopefully you enjoy it, Dan, because I was thinking of you when I did it. And that's the honest to God truth. Saw the ADHD pick at Bardstown today. Super cool. I can't believe it's there. That's super, super cool. Yeah, it's only at the distillery. Is it 100? I think it's 116 proof. 116, I think. All right. Let's move on to the Doc Swinson Rise. Let's move to the Rise. The 3 Rise that Doc Swinson sent, their exploratory cask Rise, are as follows. We have Doc Swinson's Trace Amigos, which is rye whiskey finished in rum and añejo tequila casks. That's going to be interesting. 101.9 proof, rum and añejo tequila. So that's going to be a wild one. Then we have Doc Swinson's Smoke on the Water, which is exploratory cask, rye whiskey finished in Scotch quarter casks. All right, that one should stand out. 114.2 proof. What in the world is this one going to be? Doc Swinson's Funky Drummer. It's like Cameron when he hasn't taken a bath in a week. Stinky Cameron. Funky Drummer, you. Just kidding. Exploratory cask, rye whiskey finished in Jamaican rum casks. 106.4. These are interesting as heck. All right, so there's 3 of those. 116.4. Next is Fire in the Sky. I wonder if they tried to do that and just failed it. Fire in the Sky would have been like rye whiskey finished in a Fireball barrel, or a Clearwater Scandalust barrel. All right, first one. These are blind. Okay, that's sweet and lovely. Oh, wow. This smells tropical. This smells tropical and lovely. This has got to be that Funky Drummer. Oh, man, smells like friggin' Malibu rum, except not. It smells like, yeah, this might be my favorite nose out of all the bourbons, and then going to this rye, this one smells so good. Super sweet, super tropical. Yeah. Like pineapple, you know what I mean? Little pineapple on there, like a mango pineapple kind of deal. All right, down the hatch, rye number 1. Wow. Out of the 4 bourbons I tried in the rye, that rye is my favorite so far out of all of them. That is super sweet. There's a rye spice that's just riding down the center lane of your tongue. It's just hugging it's hugging the lane divider. And you're like, why are you driving down the middle of the road? And it's like, I don't know. That's just it's just how I drive. Yeah, and then there's like a little bit of tropical twist in there. It's super sweet. The tropical nose like kind of transfers to the palate, but it almost softens the rye a little bit. It's not dominant. It's not taking over. The finish isn't, but it seems to be almost softening what you would consider to be like a high rye whiskey. And it's just like softening it with sweetness and deliciousness. That one is my favorite of the whole bunch so far. We have Eve Lucky in the house. Eve Lucky says, I watch your show almost every day. You're super hilarious. Thank you for sharing us your magnificent tasting notes and unique words. Eve Lucky, you're welcome. I don't think that they're actually unique words. Most of the words I know are very general and extremely popular. The only word I use on a regular basis that most people don't is areola, to be totally honest. Areola is a word that just kind of jumps out of my mouth, and don't hear a lot of other people just, showing areola the love. It's just a fun word to say. That and vas deferens, on the back of your throat, the flappy thing. But I appreciate you appreciating my vocabulary, which is pretty slim. Toshi Bake again. Saw Rare Hair on a site I buy from recently, but knew nothing about it after hearing you talk about it. I watched your review, and even though you said don't buy it because of me, I 100% just bought it because of you. Damn it, Toshi. I said don't buy it because I've read one other review on it. I haven't seen anybody else talk about it. I do not know. That is how I felt about that whiskey on that particular evening. I loved it that night. But for $550, like, hey, guess what? Don't listen to me. This is just me saying what I'm thinking right now. So thank you for not taking my advice. And I think you're at least number 4 or 5 that have said that they purchased it. So sorry that I disrespected the Rare Hair whiskey by doing this to it. What did I do to it? I can't remember. I disrespected it by pouring it ever so. This was my disrespectful Rare Hair America. Super sorry about that. If you're out there and you are the producer of Rare Hair, if you sourced the whiskey from somewhere and then you sourced an XXO cognac barrel and then you put your sourced whiskey inside that sourced cognac barrel and then you waited until you thought it was ready, and then you get offended by me pouring it from 2.5 inches atop the glass, I'm sorry. Vas deferens at the back of the throat. Yeah, it's the dangler. Let's see. Old Man Joe's in the house. All right, let's do. It jumps out of your mouth? I don't know. I cracked the Jack Daniels last night. I shot my review, and if you think you know what I thought about it, you're probably right. It's good. Wow. Clark Bar, you don't know genetics. You don't know whatever the study of human body is. You have no idea. It's definitely not the uvula. Okay. Glass 2, also extra interesting. Sweet. Wow, okay. This must be the one that's the tequila. I don't, what the world? Okay, these rye ones so far are way more interesting than the bourbons. I don't even know how to describe this. Sauerkraut? Like, what? No. Sauerkraut? But in a good way? It's like if they made a sauerkraut candy. Oh, there's a little bit of an anise on here. There's a little black licorice on this one, for sure. The sauerkraut turned to black licorice pretty quick. Black licorice isn't my favorite note, but I'll taste it and we'll see where it goes. Glass 2 of the rye Doc Swinson's Exploratory Cask release down the hatch. Wow. Okay, yep, they did something there. That is barrel seagrass from Mexico. Yeah. See, that must be the one that's finished in, what is it, rum and tequila cask? It isn't bad. It's just wild. That is wild and south of the border, I believe. I think that must be, I don't know if I like that or hate that. It is different. It's different. That's a wild bugger. Whew. One more sip. Oh, second sip is much more tame, much more not as crazy. That's super interesting. If you love super interesting ryes, like ones that are just off the rails and like take turns that you weren't expecting, it's like you're on the monorail at Disneyland and all of a sudden you're on the ground. That kind of a turn, like a sharp left. That's what Glass 2 is. Their ryes, they got some very experimental with their ryes, for sure. Is it salty? I didn't get that right away, but once you said it, I could see that. I could see like a brininess to it, but it wasn't apparent. Maybe that was the weird part about it. I don't know. Possibly, but then again, I'm bad at tequila barrel finish. Should be outlawed. This shouldn't. Whatever that is shouldn't be outlawed. It's just for a specific group of people who want that flavor. That's on everyday rye. That's like I don't know. That's like we're gonna go out and drink like a 30-pack of Coronas, but not before we finish this tequila finished rye whiskey. But it might be wrong. Maybe that's not it. It certainly didn't smell like smoke, so I can't screw it up that bad. Yeah, a little bit of anise on this one, Jason. A little bit of anise. Is it anise or anise? It's something like that. Whatever black licorice is. Wow, the air conditioning finally shut off, and now I can hear my thoughts. All right, turn the AC back on. Those are bad. Bill Middleton, that's not the vas deferens vasectomy lately. Oh yeah, got one of those a couple years back. The little SJ, little snip job, and guess what? Worked great. Glass 3. It didn't taste like I licked a cactus. The only rye I can drink is Sagamore. I just don't have a palate for it. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't love rye whiskey, but I don't know. I think it's just something that you either like or you don't like. You can grow accustomed to it, but I don't know. Like I love Willet rye, the 4-year rye. Some people can't stand it. All right, number 3. That is smoky. That is a smoke on the water, and that isn't even a question. It's not overly smoky though. Wait a minute. Is it? Yeah. There's a little bit of smoke on there. That's the Scotch quarter cask. I do really, really enjoy the what was it? There was this also made my top rye whiskeys of 2021 list. Son of the biatches. It is what the heck is the name of that distillery? It's not even a distillery. The name of the whiskey company in Louisville, Kentucky. They had a Buzzard's Roost. It was a Buzzard's Roost peated barrel finish. They actually smoked a barrel with peat smoke and then finished rye whiskey in it. And that was amazing. So I'm wondering if this is going to be good as well. Because the smokiness isn't like overwhelming. It's just kind of in the background. And I do like it. Wow. That's, whew. All right. Yeah. That is rye whiskey finished in a quarter cask Scotch barrel. There is some significant smoke there. That is not bad at all. That is good, but I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting a little bit because the nose wasn't like a prevailing smoke. The palate, on the other hand, is like, that kind of tastes like if you burnt a marshmallow on a campfire, but then like sucked on the burnt stick a little bit. I'm glad that's really funny that actually that was the very last whiskey I tasted out of this entire flight, because that was random too. But if I would have tasted this at any point during the rest of these, everything after this would have been tainted by quarter cask Scotch barrels. So there's that. 2 and 3 are so unique that like I can't like say which one I like more. I think personally, I don't know, because they're so different. 2 was the weird one. 3 is a weird one. I mean, I like number 1 the most. Number 1's my favorite. My favorite. What's it called? What the heck are they calling these things? Exploratory cask finish. Number 1's my favorite one out of the entire bunch. The bourbons and the ryes. But they really went off the rails with these rye ones. They went a little bit crazy. So let me just double check that I'm correct. This one is extremely Scotch barrel finished. So if you're not into Scotch, if you're not into smokiness, you know what? I'm not a huge Scotch head, but I could see myself like going to this and sipping on it. Rye whiskey finished in like peated barrels, not bad. I do like it. I would say it's probably the one I would go to the least out of all of them. So I'll say it's in 3rd place. That's R3, which is rye whiskey finished in Scotch quarter casks, 114.2 proof. So that didn't make me look stupid, thankfully. Sid C's here. Welcome in, Sid. And then number 2, which was also super unique, was R1. Wait a minute. R1 is the one finished in Jamaican rum casks? That was one I said was wild and weird? That was the Funky Drummer? So my favorite one? No way. No way. Wait a minute. Wait a stinking second. R2, which was the first rye I drank, was rye whiskey finished in rum and añejo tequila casks. This was my favorite one of the entire seven pours. Is that really? Yeah. No way. That is so good. I don't taste any of the tequila on there. I don't know, maybe. The Tres Amigos, to me personally, that's my favorite. That is so dang good. I had no idea that was the one finished in the rum and añejo casks. I thought it was just the one finished in the rum cask. The one finished in the Jamaican rum cask seemed a bit funkier and a bit weirder. Weird. Well, Doug McKeeler says hugely different. Which one? Oh, thanks so much, Ben K. Notes. Sid C, I need to get a try of that trace. It's really, really good. It's funny, like their bourbons, they were like their exploratory cask bourbons all seem very safe. They all seem like cognac cask, Muscatel, which is the so there's the cognac, the Muscatel, the Pinot de Charente, and then the Tawny Port. So those are all very safe. And then when they went to the ryes, they're like, let's get a bit wild. And the ryes are wild. The little bit of a walk on the wilds. I don't mind that at all. I think that's very interesting and very cool to actually taste stuff that's different. And I don't know, that Tres Amigos, my favorite of the whole bunch, which is interesting and also interesting. When I do like taste a lot like this, the 7 pours, I took like a sip of each, 2 sips of a couple. I'll have to go back to it on a later date, probably tomorrow, and just double check to see if I actually like it that much. But that is super good. Super good. Saucy says, I'll eat crow now. Oh, did you say that was the Jamaican rum one? Jamaican rum, the Funky Drummer. It's good too, but like, you know, you know what? There's no way I mixed them up. Did I mix them up? Gosh dang it. For science, I have to double check. Let's do, here we are. This is the Trace, you know what? No. Funky Drummer in a clean glass. Whatever that was. Oh, my headphone. Okay, Funky Drummer in a clean glass. When I labeled these, it was like very, like, there's no way I screwed this up, but I might have screwed it up. Wow, that smells very nice. The Funky Drummer is funkier than the tequila and rum cask finished one. They were when they named it, they didn't lie. It's actually a Funky Drummer. Yeah, so I got them right. Tres Amigos, my favorite. Doc Swinson, thank you for sending these. There wasn't one that I disliked. I think that people who are interested in finished bourbons, finished MGP bourbons, if you like cognac, if you like Tawny Port. The Pinot de Charon was very good. Those are all very safe. The ryes, on the other hand, if you're out there and you're looking to purchase a exploratory cask from Doc Swinson in the rye category, be a little bit safer because the ryes are gonna vary like way more in flavor. Like they were much wilder, much crazier, especially the smoke finished one, the smoke on the water, and the funky drummer. So I don't know. I would say that these aren't like none of them I dislike. None of them actually none of them I even came close to disliking. It's just a matter of preference. If you don't like peated Scotch barrels, stay the hell away from funky or stay the hell away from smoke on the water. That's not for you. But none of them are like a turnoff for me. Like if I had the money, if I was just walking on cash and I could buy a bottle of each, I would. Like there's none of these that I would never drink. If that makes sense. I see so many new people in chat. Thank you so much. Like Sid C. Thank you so much for being here. There's a little tiny fly. Tried to kill it, but missed. All right, that's going to do it, I think. Holy cow. Like I said, calorie deficit, not a super strong... it doesn't really match alcohol tolerance very well. So after like all these sips, I'm pretty much done. Basically done. Smash the like button, chat. Absolutely. What else do I want to talk about? You know what? It is 9:30. We've been on an hour and a half only. Is that real? An hour and a half? Yeah, that's right. Got to do a double take check. That's right. Kevin Kefhart says, drunk again. You are or me? If you're talking about me, it's been a while. I actually didn't drink a lot. Every single glass still has whiskey in it, which is nice. But like I said, calorie deficit, kind of a big deal. I just need to be a little bit more careful because you just never know. You are. What do you mean again, Kevin? Kevin Kefhart, acting like he's never been drunk. And by the way, I wouldn't say that I'm actually drunk. It's just you just start to feel it when you don't have food in your system. It gets into your system faster. That's actually what happens. That's science. You should look it up. 11:30 here in Florida. Yeah. Doug, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. Doc Swinson stuff, good. Oh, shoot, where'd it go? I'll do that next week. Yeah, it's time to call it a night. Look out for the Coy Hill small batch review coming soon. This was sent from Jack Daniels. I have the 153.2 proof version. Super good. From what I understand, there are still World's Top Whiskey Taster bottles at Bardstown as our gift shop. I'm not sure how many are left, but I haven't heard that they're sold out, so I'd imagine that they're still there if you're around there this weekend. What else? I love you. That's one thing that I haven't said enough, but you should always know. And that's going to wrap it up. We're an hour and a half deep. Literally, tolerance destroyed. Just gone. This is a problem. What am I going to do? I'm going to have to start spitting into a bucket. That's going to have to happen. How do I do that discreetly? That's going to be an issue. I'll figure it out. My mom says, see you soon. That's right. Ooh, super. Mom, thank you so much. That's actually a very solid thing to put in chat because this is what's happening. Wow. Next week, we're driving up north to Michigan from Colorado. The fam and myself. We're taking the Lamborghini and we're driving it to Michigan. After the 4th, we're going to head that way. Not sure how long we're going to be there, maybe a couple weeks. So I'm trying to batch shoot some videos so that like I'll be able to edit videos while I'm away and it won't look like I'm away. But we're still going to live stream on Friday nights. From where? Who knows? Could it be from the shores of Lake Superior? Maybe. Could it be from my in-laws' house? Maybe. Hopefully not. Could it be from my parents' house? I don't know if they have the internet to support it, but maybe. I don't know. But we're going to be in Michigan for a couple weeks, and I don't know. So the next time you see me live, it's not going to be here. It's going to be somewhere else. Little fly again. And then Big Daddy, damn, I'm way late to the live. Hi, everyone. Hi, Big Daddy. I thought I was the only one that somebody called Big Daddy. That's weird. Shelf was full today as of 4 p.m. Thanks, Toby. Appreciate it. All right. And we got a... Where can I buy Quail for less than $500? Which one? Not the new one, right? Not any of them, right? That's so much money. Did you at least finally get your CPAP machine? No, I did not. No, I did not get it. So I just decided to take it into my own hands and lose the weight. So that's what we're doing. Spitting whiskey could be considered disrespectful. That is true. That is very true. You never know. That is very funny and also very true. All right. Big League Bourbon. Oh, Chris, I love you. I wish I could give Chris a big hug. Live from Destination Bourbon's ADHD Whiskey. No, dude, Chris, where we're going is like 6 hours north of Klein's. So, different part of Michigan. Junkie's house, 6 hours north of there. Who knows? All right, guys, love you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. A little bit smaller of a crowd than usual, but that's to be anticipated. And I don't mind. You know why? Because I love you. It's 4th of July weekend, by the way. Hey, listen, 4th of July weekend, everybody be safe. And I mean that because I actually care about all of you. I don't want to hear no stories about how Tim Evans blew his hand off because he was operating friggin' M80s while sampling 3, I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean? Be careful, be safe, have a great 4th of July, friggin' America, Independence Day. Love it so much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey. And like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on finding the best place in the parade line on the 4th of July parade. Typically, that is like not at the very beginning, but also not at the end. Somewhere at the beginning of the middle and somewhere where there's shade. If you get there a little bit early, you find a giant tree where the sun is just about to get to those branches. And then you sit in front of that tree, and then the sun is like, I can't even get through this tree. And you're like, exactly, that's how I planned this. And then you sit there in your super comfortable parent chair and you watch your children run out into the street in front of horses and police cars and pick up candy that you'll eventually eat later. Because guess what? Got to make sure it's safe. Good night.